All right, Viking fans. This is the first week of Vikings football, at least preseason. And I got Justin from Purple and Gold for Days and your friendly host, Dave from Minnesota Sports Talk. Let's go. What's up, man? How's it going?
I didn't know I got downgraded to guest. I thought we were co-hosts.
Did I say guest?
Well, you said I got
Hey,
Justin and he is
whatever,
the
man.
host.
No, it's already starting off bad. It's already starting off bad.
No, it's starting
Dude,
off.
I actually just woke up, man.
We're in mid-season form. We're giving each
I
other.
had to take a 2-hour nap. A 2-hour nap to get ready for tonight after work. Okay, my co-host with the mostest. All right, co-hostess with the mostest. Is that better?
Yeah, I'm not sure which one was better.
All right, let's just shout out to the guests to make this all possible. Purple Gang, what's up, Skull Mafia? Hey, he's the winner of my first giveaway. I screwed up and gave away 2 cards. I'm just waiting for the second card to show up. A Jordan Addison and a Jalen Naylor card. So he's going to get both of our third and fourth receivers.
Well, good to see Skull Mafia back. He was conspicuously absent yesterday.
Oh, he's starting off hot. Two-year-old hope.
No. Oh, he is.
Look at that. Two-year-old hope. Hey, fellas, what are your thoughts on how much Cousins is paid?
I will inform you of what that is in reference to after we shout out everybody here.
All right. So that kid, what's up, man? My worthless opinion. What's going on? Bob Swede. Rhonda Bruner.
Help me, Rhonda.
Welcome to the show.
Help me, Rhonda.
What's up? All right. Okay, what's this about?
All right, so 2 things. I got to start with Skull Mafia. So Skull Mafia, worked the graveyard 7 a.m. to midnight last night. By my math, that's like 18 straight hours or some crap. But he had some situations where he had to remove emergency tree removal. So by the end of my show, I was talking about Skull Fest, and I said, I know Skull Mafia will be here. And then I said, wait a second, I ain't seen Skull Mafia in here. And Vikings Uncensored was in there. Dave from First and Skull was in there. GG was in there. And I was like, yeah, we didn't see him in our shows either. So that's what I'm saying, Skull Mafia. People notice you missed 1 day of shows, and people start asking about you. That's how OG Skull Mafia is. Okay, so that's number 1. Number 2.
That's true, and I'm impressed that Two Evil Hopes right at the beginning. That he likes to show up right at the end and
that too.
Hop in.
So
thanks for showing up early, man.
Absolutely. So yes, at the end of my live last night, and thank you everybody for joining. Pretty much everybody that's in the building right now that we see was there, and I appreciate you. And we're gonna do that every single Monday night, by the way. Somebody said, hey, you should have Dave on so you can do a 4-hour show and argue about Kirk Cousins and argue about Kirk Cousins' contract and what his average salary is. And I'm like, nah, we ain't doing that again. I said, we're doing 1 hour a week because he's got the show at 9 o'clock Eastern with Rap over on Vikings First and Purple and Skull Media. And I said, nope, we're going to retire that bit for a while. What's up, Excalibur? Good to see you. Good to see you.
What's up?
So that's what the joke there was. It's like, hey, why don't you ask him about this? Because I said I wasn't going to be doing it anymore. So, of course, being Too Evil who he is going to immediately try and stir the pot. Try and stir that pot here. Does McBride drop the ball too much? Heck, I don't know. I haven't been out there. You been out there?
Oh, wait. Yeah. I mean, there was early talk about that. Then I got someone on the show, and I think it was on the show where she said that she saw him catch one just fine. I don't know. Maybe he does. Maybe he doesn't. Right? Yeah, I think it was when I had Tanishka on. I'm not sure, or if it was someone else I was conversing with on like I don't know. But hey.
Well, he'll get some playing time Thursday. That's for sure.
He's got time. First thing Adrian Peterson couldn't catch much either.
Yeah, he could catch a cold. That was about it.
Couldn't block. Hopefully, he blocks better than Adrian
That's
Peterson.
The real key. That's the real key.
That'd be more important to me.
I agree.
Yeah, I couldn't imagine how strong that guy is when he couldn't block. But what would you like?
Did you know that he had a really strong handshake? Did you hear that one?
Yeah, I hear that so many times.
Yeah.
So many times. But what should we talk about first, man? Should we talk about the depth chart?
Well, I'll say this. Anybody who's in the building that is out at family night tonight, feel free to drop us some information. Give us the 411. Because again, the night practice is about to start in about 20, 25 minutes here. Will we all see Thursday. What do you mean, Rhonda? Will we?
Probably if he catch the ball or not.
Oh yeah, we will see Thursday. Yes, hopefully. So yeah, what's up, Davey Change? Good to see you. Shout out Davey Change in the building. So if anybody's there, by all means, give us some intel. Anybody didn't see it on Twitter? It was just announced about an hour ago that in addition to wearing the throwback jerseys week 1, they're also going to do some commiserating and remembering of Bud Grant. They're going to have a patch that's got Bud's signature on it, and they're going to have a little something on the helmet as well. So what's up, Two-Tone Tony? Good to see you. What's up, VAQ? Embrace the suck. No, we ain't embracing the suck yet. No.
Are they doing it for the season?
No, they're just the only thing that they've announced is that they're doing it for week 1. That would be interesting if they did it. But yes, the patch is fire. We should try and find a picture of it. I'll send you. I think I had one a minute ago.
I saw a small photo on Twitter, I think.
I'll text. I'll WhatsApp it to you here. You can get it on the screen because I do not have such access. We tried that once and we got it to work once.
I think you put. Wasn't it on WhatsApp? Didn't you do that?
No.
Oh yeah, it's right there.
Did
SK.
I? Oh, SK did. Yeah. That's right. You're right. So we can get that.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
It is. I agree, Mafia. That patch is absolutely fire.
Let's see. Let's beautiful. Show you the patch. Google Slides. What the hell am I doing? Share screen. Window. All right. So here's the Bud.
Oh, it is beautiful.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
That is pretty cool. Those game-worn jerseys that have those on there are going to be worth something, that's for sure. So maybe some players will give them away. But having said that, what else was I going to say? On one hand, I'm kind of I got a bone to pick with the Vikings right now, and it has to do with tonight and family night. This is the second year where they've done 2 family nights, but they do them in the middle of the week. So those of us from out of town, would have to take days off of work. They used to only do it exclusively on Saturday nights. And so my daughter was a little irritated. Dad, why can't we go to this? I'm like, because it ain't on a Saturday, and I ain't driving up to the cities and back and getting home after midnight. And
Did you say bah humbug after that?
No, I just said, hey, it is what it is. She doesn't know it yet, but I'm taking her to the preseason game. So that'll be a surprise for her when she gets back. She's at the fair with her grandparents right now. But anyway, so that's that. But yeah, you want to do the depth chart? You want to do the injury report? You throw it out there. We'll run with it. What do you
Well, think? I wouldn't mind just talking about the depth chart for a little bit.
All right, let's do it.
Of course, I now don't see where I got it.
The utterly meaningless depth chart that we're going to react to as if it was the week 1 set in stone. You're right.
Well, there's some things I didn't expect. I don't know.
All right, what had you thought? What made you go? Things that make you go, What did you not expect on it?
Let's see here. It does not look big. Let me blow it up a little bit. All right, so
are you expecting Jared Hall to be QB1 instead of Kirk Cousins?
Oh, this is ESPN. Damn it! What the hell? There we go. Sorry.
There we go.
And
anyone thank you?
Let's blow that up a little bit.
Well, while you're doing that, I'll answer Miss Rhonda. Help me, Rhonda's question. Anyone think KOC will have a patch one day? Yes, we hope so. It will be very difficult for KOC to ever pass Bud Grant. I mean, he'd have to win at least 1 Super Bowl to even come close. But I think it's possible. Unlikely, and it would take him a lot. But let's just say we all hope so. We all hope so, Rhonda. That would mean he did something really, really good. That means he would have done very, very well with us. Okay, depth chart. We got it up here. All right, what you're looking at that you're kind of questioning? What you got?
Well, this would be one of the examples of you're saying, well, it's still early, and this is this isn't the way it's going to be. You got Kenny Nwangu still as backup, and he hasn't even really practiced. So I think that will change. But man, I think something changed here. No, let's see here. I was going to go with Blake Brandel being a backup right guard.
Well,
instead of our backup left tackle, which is kind of interesting. If Vidarian Lowe didn't even see the time of day last year, I was really high on his physical traits, Didn't know if it would translate well because he didn't have the athleticism.
Right.
But I always talked about he has like inch longer arms and inch longer hands than Christian Darrisaw. It's kind of cool that they got him at backup left tackle now, which was kind of like would be a huge win for drafting a guy that late and him being Darrisaw's backup. That's a big step forward. That's already this early. You would think that, Brandel would have the inside track of backup left tackle, but they saw something in Vidarian Lowe to move Brandel inside, which makes me think, oh, we got a big guy we can play at guard now. If there's a backup, how good is Brandel going to be on? I'm watching for that. I want to see that.
No, that's an interesting point. I think part of it might have to do with some of the injuries. What's that guy's name? Reed, that guy.
Yeah, of course. But he's on his depth chart. He's backup left guard.
Yeah. I hear what you're saying. To me,
well, if he was on the depth chart and he was a tackle, I would think they'd have him as a tackle, but they don't.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. There's a point to be said there. Well, I don't know. To me, it's on Thursday. Here's what I'm expecting. I'm expecting to see 0 of Kirk Cousins. I'm expecting to see 0 of Justin Jefferson and KJ Osborne. I think we might see a little bit, maybe a series or 2 of Jordan Addison. So right off the bat, you're going to be seeing the 3s and 4s of wide receivers and 5s. What's up, Sarah? What's up, Yogi? Good to see you guys. And again, I don't think we'll see Madison either. So whether it's Wongwu or Chandler, you had mentioned those 2 earlier. I think we're going to see all 3 of those running backs, and whichever one takes the first snap, who the heck knows? But I don't know. For me,
Wongwu been practicing?
No, not the last couple days.
I doubt we'll see him at all, right? And I think we actually.
Maybe I'm misremembering what O'Connell said. What he said on Saturday. I thought
that might have been the reason I think we picked up running back, or we picked up a running back or 2.
Yeah, we picked up that guy from the XFL, and then we also picked up a couple of wide receivers. And a couple of people asked me on my show last night, why are we signing all these wide receivers? Again, Jefferson and Osborne aren't going to play, and you got a couple of guys dinged up.
Right, so, we're not a team that's gonna. Well, we're gonna play. We're gonna have 90 spots. We're not gonna give up that opportunity to have that kind of depth.
Right.
And considering we never started, we never played any of the guys in preseason. Did we even play them at all? Did we played them one series? I can't even remember. If we did, it was only for one series. And
I don't think Cousins played at all. I really don't. Because I think he missed.
Yeah, and I even think Dalvin Cook was out there, but he didn't get the ball. I think it was I don't. Yeah, it's kind of crazy. I don't know how I feel about that. Because we did have, I felt like a slow start. Well, outside of the Packers game, we had a pretty slow start to our offense.
Yeah, they came out gangbusters week 1 against the Packers in the first half. The second half, they didn't do a whole lot.
And we're 0-3 in preseason last year.
Yeah, 0-3. I don't think. Yeah, no, they were 0-3 last year. And I think they were 0-3 the last year of Zimmer. So I don't think they won a preseason game for like 2 years. But yeah, they came out fast against the Packers, and then they got utterly demolished by the Eagles. Although you can make the argument, if Irv Smith catches a touchdown pass, the offense looks a little bit better. Not that would have materially changed the game, but they scored. What they score against Detroit? What was it? It was 28 points against Detroit, but yes,
we were up 21-0 . I think.
No, that was.
That was Bears. Sorry,
I
forget what Detroit. But back to this depth chart and my thoughts here. Looking at Dean Lowry, new guy, right? Did a video on him, and I'm looking back at his video. This guy does collapse the pocket, and I do like that. Kyrie's Tonga is looking at these 3 guys, and then looking at what's behind them. I'm like, oh shit, we don't have depth.
No, they have no depth defensively. And I said this last night that Tyrus Tonga is impressive. He's been impressing people. Now, is he a diamond in the rough that we plucked off Chicago last year and kind of one of Kwesi's underrated moves, and he's looking really good right now? Or is he looking good because he's going up against our interior line? I don't know.
And there's already a change here.
What's that?
From when they first released it. I know this for a fact. Tonga, and then it's Jaquelin Roy.
Yeah.
That used to say TJ Smith.
Okay. All right.
So they already changed that. So that's encouraging. Maybe they got it wrong and they switched it out, but that I was commenting, oh shit, Jaquelin Roy is third string, and I'm like, all right, and I did that in my video, but TJ Smith is now third string and Roy is second. So hey, that's encouraging.
Yes, and by the way, I'm just like utterly baffled, and I've got it. I use this phrase a lot, tempering my enthusiasm. But this Ivan Pace guy, he is just a missile. Now I know technically he's listed with the twos, but the fact that he's been practicing a lot with the ones, he's going to get some good playing time. He's going to, Hicks, Asamoah, and Pace are going to be the three linebackers you see the most. And again, I know technically Davenport and Hunter are listed as linebackers per se, but whatever. That just kind of is what it is. But I am really interested to see. I'm really looking forward to watching Ivan Pace on Thursday. He's the guy that I'm really, really looking forward to see.
And something that's kind of interesting is Asamoah's middle linebacker,
right?
Hicks is weak side linebacker.
Mm-hmm.
You'd think running downs that wouldn't be the case.
No,
right?
I agree.
So I don't know. It's a little. They're set that he's they got him as a starter, but I know people are throwing out some Ivan Pace running with the ones and Asamoah running with the twos,
mm-hmm.
mixing it up. That's an open competition. I know someone was, I forget if it who it is, but I was talking about how. No, I think it was Purple Daily talking about how Asamoah picks a hole, and if he picks a hole, there's a run, 10-yard run, and the hole he should have went in. But
well, that's the key about
that's the problem with small linebackers, and I think it'll probably be the problem with Pace is that you're not standing up guys and shedding them.
Right. The thing about Asamoah and Pace is they're going to shoot gaps. They're going to be looking to just blow up plays. And half the time, they're going to guess right, and it's going to be a tackle for loss or a sack or a pressure or whatever. And the other half of the time, it's going to be an 8-yard run because they guessed wrong. And that's just something we're going to have to live with. And at the end of the day, for me, and I've said this, all summer, and I said it again last night, I'd rather have that. I'd rather have a defense that is opportunistic, that is going to get some turnovers, going to get some stops on third down once in a while, versus a defense that's just getting picked apart left and right. But those are going to be some growing pains that we're going to have to live with, and that the offense is going to have to overcompensate for until they get this thing figured out. Paying more attention to no, exactly right, Excalibur. I mean, we know what we got offensively. You've got a top 6 to 9 quarterback in the NFL. You've got the best wide receiver in the NFL. You've got a rookie wide receiver that's setting the world on fire. You still got a guy in KJ Osborne and TJ Hawkinson. The only weakness on offense is the interior offensive line, guard, center, guard. So, yeah, a lot of the focus is right now, and rightfully so, is to be on the defense, because that's the one that's like, okay, are they going to be able to just be a little bit better to move from, say, 31 to, say, 25, or are they going to be able to take a bigger step than that? So, no, I totally agree with the comment there that's where a lot of the focus is going to be.
Too Evil to Hope, I guess, is talking about Jordan Love. I don't know about what the fan base is doing, but a guy on CBS laid the wood to Jordan Love about him not being able to play football at all, and like his players saying, "Oh, you don't know shit," kind of stuff. But that's kind of what we thought, right?
Yeah,
that he's going to struggle. That he's going to struggle.
All right, so let me ask you this question. I got into it with Mike yesterday. Right now, hypothetically speaking, again, Kirk Cousins is not available, and you had the ability to get to the other person here with no strings attached. If Kirk Cousins was not available, would you rather start right now, your starting quarterback for the Minnesota Vikings, be Jaren Hall or Jordan Love? Because I said Jaren Hall and he said Jordan Love, because Jordan Love has been in the league. He's been tutelage, behind Rodgers. He's had some in-game experience. And I said, I already know that Jordan Love is crap. He's garbage. He's never going to be anything. And, Jaren Hall might not turn into anything either. But I would still take my chances with Jaren Hall. And again, I know it's a ridiculous hypothetical, but what would you say to that?
Would I start with Jaren Hall right now or Jordan Love?
Yeah, those are your only two choices.
Because I have such, I like Jaren Hall. I think he has ability and potential. So I already know what I feel about Jordan Love a little bit. I'd probably say, hey, I want because of the, like, if I'm talking about would I rather have Kirk Cousins or Jordan Love, I'm like, hell, take Kirk Cousins, right? I'm not looking for, if I thought Jordan Love had all this potential, I'd probably still go Kirk Cousins. But because I have such low expectations from these guys to start with, I will take the better potential of not, that the leadership, the qualities I see in Jaren Hall over what I don't see in Jordan Love, and the fact that he wished the Packers fan base happy Father's Day. I don't think he thought that through.
You mean the Bears?
Or Bears? Did I say Packers? I said the Bears happy Father's Day, and I don't think he thought that through his head that he was calling them his father.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's some dumb stuff.
It's like it would be dumb if Aaron Rodgers did it, but at least
I don't know if he said that.
I'm like, come on, dude.
Because you're wishing them happy Father's Day, not yourself happy Father's Day to the Bears fan.
Right, exactly.
You should have said, like, hey, thanks for all the cards from the Bears fan.
Now that would have been funny.
Day. That would have been better.
Yes.
But no, he wished
them
happy
Father's Day. Talking way too much trash for having done absolutely nothing, but that would have at least made sense. Shout out to Kofi. Shout out to Skull for Life Barber 1975. Thank you guys for joining us. We appreciate you as always. Yeah, all quads is a reference to, I gave you a lot of crap last year when you tried to tell me that last year's wide receiver trio could challenge 3 deep. I said that's not happening. I did a video, and part of my video was, hey, I love this wide receiving core because they all play different positions. What's up, McAndrews? How you doing? But he said, hey, take Jefferson, Osborne, Addison, and Hawkinson and say all quads, as in we got guys running in all quadrants. That's what that reference is for there. So thank you, Norsevius. Appreciate it again for putting it in there.
And there's two things we're not used to. We got 2 rookies, Jordan Addison and Mekhi Blackman. That's new. Addison got changed.
No, wasn't Addison 3rd before?
No, never mind. That's right. That's right. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah. So the first one that came out only had 2 wide receivers starting, and it had it Jefferson and Osborne. So now you got 3 wide receivers. I don't know that that's really changing anything. But,
yeah. So that really hasn't changed. Mekhi Blackman.
Yes.
So 2 starters, right? And I actually, one of my hot takes is Mekhi Blackman would start the season.
He might be onto something.
It's
his job to lose because
I'm not totally impressed with him because Jordan Addison's making him look like he's a little bit on skates, a little slippery on the ice. But
Jefferson, Addison, and Osborne are making all our cornerbacks look bad.
Right? Yeah, that's not something to be said. But you know what? There's a little tidbit that I brought up: the fact that we got that new receiver, right? What's his name? Harry.
Yeah, Harry something. Yeah,
is good friends with Byron Murphy.
Okay.
So that might have been a connection. I'm not looking for much from that guy. If he makes the practice squad, that's great. I mean, if he's a guy that can play special teams, sure. And if he, by some chance, if Naylor isn't able to come back and he gets on the active roster, it could be a nice red zone target, but I'm not looking for much else from him at that point. I mean, again, when you got your big 3 plus Hawkinson, if they're all healthy, I don't see that guy getting too many snaps, but we'll see. I mean, he's got the big frame, 6'3" and a 7-foot wingspan or whatever they call those things. I don't know, but that is something that the Vikings have lacked, as a guy that, a la Chris Carter, Randy Moss, Calvin Johnson, Terrell Owens, where you just, you're at the 5-yard line and you just throw a jump ball and say, hey, just go get the rebound and score a touchdown. We haven't had that in a while. I mean, Jefferson is good, like, on the corner routes in the end zone where, he's got to go up for it, but, just a straight up fade jump ball. I don't know. What's up, Chad? Good to see you. Thanks for coming. We appreciate it. Sweet little hope for me on this question. I wasn't YouTubing then, and I didn't pay any attention to preseason stuff. So I don't know how far but I really was bitching that we didn't have JJ starting because was it what's his name? Oladipo. What
BC
was the
Johnson.
BC Johnson?
Yeah.
Olabisi, right?
Yeah,
Okay.
BC Johnson.
So BC Johnson. I was like, why is this guy starting over Justin Jefferson? Is ridiculous.
No,
When he
totally
finally got to play, he got the start. It was like he just out of a bullet, right?
Mm-hmm.
I don't see Addison being that good, but hey, it's I expect him now after watching some of his practice video. Is the guy can run routes and he can catch
and he can get separation,
a separation like nothing. He can just generate that. And I was like, I see him setting people up. Like all of a sudden he's like stopping, letting that guy fall or fall back, and he makes his cut like on a dime. So I really think he's got something. He's not as I don't think he'll ever be as good as Justin Jefferson, but not many people will.
No.
Which is a good transition. Number 2 best player in the league. Wow. That's great.
I did a quick video this morning, and my response to it was, I'm not surprised that he was top 5, but I am surprised he got all the way up to 2. So good for him.
Who were the top? What was the top 5? Do you remember?
Let me pull it up. I think I've got it saved on here. So I think I liked it. But shout out to Tony, who's in the building. What's up, Tony Bell? I think I said hi to Chad, but if I didn't, hey Chad, I got you twice. What's up? Shout out Gary, throwing down the honeybees last Saturday to help our boy JJ Vikings get here. Shout out to you. Thanks for joining us as always. We do appreciate you. Good to see you. Drop Shot Jake. He's on his YouTube account. Drop Shot Jake got me yesterday because I also ran on my Facebook, and he started off on his Facebook page, and it had his first and last name. I didn't realize it was him. So you got me, Drop Shot. But thanks again for joining us tonight. As always, we appreciate you guys. Justin Jefferson, I mean, to me, he's the 3rd best player in the NFL. If I was starting a team right now and I had the first pick, I'd take Patrick Mahomes. If I had the second pick and Mahomes was gone, I would take Joe Burrow. If I had the 3rd pick and they were gone, I would take Justin Jefferson. So that's me. That's how good I think he is. The fact that the players voted him second only to Patrick Mahomes, I figured a couple more quarterbacks would be ahead of him. I figured it would go Mahomes, Burrow, and maybe Josh Allen, maybe a Jalen Hurts, and that maybe Justin Jefferson would be. I mean, he definitely was the first non-quarterback, but I thought more than just Mahomes would get in there above it. But that's incredible. And what I love about it is, like I said, he's a humble guy. He's not about himself. He's not a diva, and well-deserved to get that kind of honor there. So, what do you think?
one of the well, let me stay on that topic. Yeah, that's just impressive that. I wonder if some of the cornerbacks out there put him that high. But yeah, everybody, to get what do they put you down? They give you a piece of paper and they're like, write 100 names. I mean, that's a long, right? That's like, holy shit. Let me think. You got like a pool of names I could look at. I wouldn't be able to name 100 players,
right?
But they would all be Vikings because I don't know anybody else.
Well, can't really be all that surprised that Kansas City has gone to as many championship games and Super Bowls. They got 3 out of the top 10 players between Kelsey, Mahomes, and Chris Jones rounding out the top 10. But I'm still looking for it. I know Kelsey was in there. I know Chris Jones was there. I'm pretty sure Jalen Hurts was there. I'll find it. I'll find it. It's in here somewhere.
Yeah, I think Jalen Hurts was 5th or something like that. And didn't you have like an argument with SK?
I was going to save it for later, but since it came up organically, yeah. All right, Dave. I know how we've had our discussions and our disagreements, but right now, Jalen Hurts or Kirk Cousins, who are you taking? This ought to be good.
For one season?
For right now, who are you taking right now?
I just don't know how, I mean, that was the argument. I only caught like
all right. So I'll be quick.
I thought it was how you ranked quarterbacks.
Well, okay. So their show on Saturday was ranking their top 5 quarterbacks, and SK had Kirk Cousins as his 5th. And I said, wow.
Oh, shit. Wow.
Okay. But he didn't have Jalen Hurts in his top 5. And I said, wait a second. You gonna put Kirk Cousins in your top 5, but not Jalen Hurts? And so he was.
I think I had Hurts. Well, I mean, for me, Cousins played all the games. And Hurts there's a risk there. He did only do it for one season, but I as top 5 quarterbacks, I had Kirk Cousins 5th. I think I had Hurts 4th.
So who'd you have 3, 2, 1? Allen and Burrow and Mahomes, or?
Yeah, but then everybody talked. You know what? I think I might have had Kirk 6th, and then I had Herbert in there. Right. Although I'm not the strongest Herbert fan, I just like he physically is and his numbers are way up there. But yeah, I mean, for me, it's like I'm gonna go with the guy I know. I'm gonna go with Kirk Cousins just because I know what I got there. Hurts has done it for 1 year. I think Kirk's done it for longer. It was just one season. We'll see if he throws a second season out like that. Yeah. As far as if I'm building a team, probably the younger player. But I would have to be very confident that Hurts can do it from inside the pocket, and of course he's got a better offensive line than the Vikings have, so maybe that had something to do with it. Who knows? Put Kirk on their offensive line, see what happens. I don't know. Yep. We'll see.
Put Jalen Hurts in this offense, and guess what? You got Jalen Hurts with Justin Jefferson and T.J. Hawkinson, and guess what? Your weakness is on the interior of the offensive line.
Well, I'm sorry, but Randy Moss ranked the Phillies receiving core as the number 1 2-man team in the league.
Well,
you're saying that there's a huge jump from their receiver core to ours?
No,
they right now have 2 number 1s. We may not.
Saying if you put Jalen Hurts with Kevin O'Connell and this offense, the offensive line issues that you have are somewhat mitigated by the fact that he is a little bit more mobile, can move around the pocket, and occasionally can run. So I hear the other side of it. Yes, put Kirk Cousins in Philly. Say what?
They led the league in rushing, right?
Philly?
Yeah. Didn't they lead the league in rushing?
Well, they were up there, sure, and I'm sure.
Yeah, and they had arguably the best offensive line in the league. Give me that. And give me either one of those quarterbacks.
Well, my argument to SK, and we're going to wrap it on this, is we're not going to go too much further on this. My argument with SK is Kirk has been consistently very good, and last year was his best season, no doubt about it. But let's not pretend that Kirk Cousins has had 10 years of what he did last year. Last year, he had his best season without question. But his best season and the furthest Kirk Cousins has gone, and again, it's not all his fault. I'm not saying it like that. I'm just saying that I don't begrudge Jalen Hurts for taking full advantage of the advantages that he was allotted. Yes, Jalen Hurts has some advantages that Kirk doesn't. He's got a much more cohesive and better offensive line. No doubt about it. He's got some weapons. He doesn't have Justin Jefferson, but he's got other good weapons. And yes, he's got a fabulous defense. I'm just saying, for me, a guy that lost in the Super Bowl to Patrick Mahomes by 3 points on that penalty at the end of the game, was it a valid penalty? Yes, but if that penalty's not called and the Chiefs tie up the game and Jalen Hurts goes on a game-winning drive, well, then he's a Super Bowl champion. All I'm saying is, I know, kind of like what you said earlier about I know what I have. Okay, I know what I have in Kirk Cousins, and I've got a guy who in 10 years has been to the division round of the playoffs once. I'm not saying it's all on him. I'm just saying that Jalen Hurts dang near won a Super Bowl. And so if my question is, can I take the younger guy who just barely lost a Super Bowl, who's mobile? Yeah, he probably doesn't have as much accuracy as Kirk does, but it isn't like Jalen Hurts can't throw a deep ball like Kirk Cousins can. What I ultimately left the argument was like, okay, if you're going to reduce it to just 2023 and then another bucket, say 2024 and beyond, guess what? 32 general managers are going to take Jalen Hurts if it's 2024 and beyond, and more than likely at least half of them are going to take Jalen Hurts for this season. Yes, I'm not saying it's a slam dunk. You're an idiot if you think the opposite.
I think I said the exact same thing, man.
No, I am. No, I'm agreeing with you. I'm recapping for you what SK and I talked about. But the point I'm making is that, yeah, I'll take a guy who's coming off a Super Bowl, and let's not pretend that every touchdown in that Super Bowl scored by the Philadelphia Eagles was at the hands or the legs of Jalen Hurts. But
Tony Bell makes a point here. The fan base really needs to stop making excuses for Kirk. I'm more amazed that he's able to play as well as he has, considering how piss poor our defense and how piss poor our offensive line has been the last 3 years. So I don't think anybody's making. I think the league is starting to embrace the fact that he's doing more with less. Yes, he's got Justin Jefferson, but that's not the only player on his team. You know, people talk about how he's checked on Charlie to he loves the tight end. He hadn't had a tight end over 500 yards for I think since he's been to the Vikings until TJ Hawkinson came along and he gave him 500 and a half a season. So I mean, he adapts. I like that. He took advantage of the extra weapon because he needed it, honestly.
Well, like I said, I wasn't about to go down the road too much. I was just letting you know what happened there. But having said that, I finally found what you asked me for a few minutes ago. The top 10 in the NFL as to how that ranked out here. You want me to read you that real quick?
Yeah, sure.
All right. So number 10 was Chris Jones. Number 9 was Micah Parsons. Number 8 was Josh Allen. 7, Tyreek Hill. 6, Joe Burrow. 5, Travis Kelce. 4, Nick Bosa. 3, Jalen Hurts. 2, Justin Jefferson. And, of course, 1, Patrick Mahomes.
Read it the other way for me.
So sorry. Mahomes, Jefferson, Hurts, Bosa, Nick Bosa, Kelce, Burrow, Tyreek Hill, Josh Allen, Micah Parsons, and Chris Jones. Too evil. I was wondering how long it was going to take him to say that.
Well, he's moved up. He used to be 32nd. So
yeah, I know.
That's an improvement.
Hey, you know what? He's moving up even in Two Evil's mind. So there you go. Yeah, hit them like buttons if you don't know how to subscribe to the channel.
Yeah, where are we at with the likes? Let me look.
I didn't look.
Let me look. Oh, we got 26 people.
But I do agree. You know, Drop Shot's got the point here. Having Joe Burrow down at 6, I'm like, really? I would take Joe Burrow over Jalen. Again, I said it earlier. Absolutely. I don't know why they would have. I mean, I would probably I would have put Burrow second. And
you're on Twitter, so you probably saw that list of comparing. And I'm aware that Joe Burrow's young, so it's impressive that he's gone to the playoffs, and gone to a title game. But his stats were he had in the playoffs slightly less touchdowns than Kirk. Slightly less completion percentage than Kirk, had 2 more points than Kirk per game as the offense scores 2, and then the defense gave up 18 points a game compared to Kirk's 27 points a game, and that the Kirk's defense caused 0 turnovers, and Cincinnati caused 18 turnovers. Yet one's thought of as choker and one thought is ice cold, Joe Burr. And, that is a perfect example of 18 turnovers and 18 turnovers and only giving up 18 points a game or I think it was like 16 or 18 turnovers and only giving up 18 points a game compared to 0 and giving up 27 points a game in the playoffs. There's something to be said there. That's a stat that popped out to me, and that actually got. I think what's the punter's name? But I'm coming off a nap, so I forget everybody's name. What's the right? Guy has his own podcast? The punter,
Chris Louie. Which punter are you talking about? I don't know. I'm sorry.
Colts. What's his name? Has his own podcast. Huge. Signed with ESPN.
Colts punter with podcast.
What's his name?
I don't know. Pat McAfee?
Yes, Pat McAfee.
Oh!
Even Pat McAfee brought that up. Even Pat McAfee brought that up. So that's That's an undeniable advantage of playoffs and getting to the final game is the amount of turnovers their defense caused and how few points they gave up. That is a big factor. Now you just got to do something with that. And Joe Burrow played about as good as what Kirk Cousins did, at least statistically. So, but you gotta deal with what you're given. And we don't score enough points, but we sure gave up a hell of a lot more than we scored. So, unfortunately. Oh, and then that throws in the Redskins playoff game too. So, yeah, sorry about that. I'm McAfee. I can't believe it. I am in nap mode. It takes me a while to get out of it. When you hit 50, you've been declining for at least 15 years.
Well, all I'm going to say back to that is you're also leaving out the fact that, okay, the year that he went to the Super Bowl and lost the Rams, he also got sacked. How many times in that divisional round game against Tennessee? Like 9, and he overcame that too. So you're right.
Thank God that defense was able to hold that team down and cause all those turnovers. I'm just saying.
Well, I'm just saying he did. It's not like he had a walk.
And I preface this by saying Joe Burrow is pretty young, and it's pretty impressive that he got there. He got to that, almost the highest pinnacle. So I gave him credit, but just to trash on one guy because of the results and to put it into a perspective. And how many people love Joe Burrow, including myself and Kirk Cousins here, that just the comparison on the defensive stats was just so blaring that it's just you'd have to acknowledge the fact that that's pretty fucking bad and that's pretty fucking good. That was my point.
Say what else is good is that he has played 2 seasons. I'm not counting his rookie year where he got hurt.
Preface that already. Played 3 seasons.
But my point is that in the 2 seasons that he's actually played the entire season, he's played in 7 playoff games and gone 5-2. Kirk's been in the league 10.
And all he needed was an average defense and about a crappy defense or offensive line. So, anyways, it's still pretty glaring. You would admit that, right?
Would you admit that
turnovers and points?
How about this?
I asked first.
Okay, yes, I've already acknowledged that he's
all right. There you have it.
Yes.
I don't know that blind and dumb not to acknowledge that that's 18 turnovers and 18 points is not a good thing.
Same thing to say. Let's compare Joe Burrow's last
0 turnovers to 5 would be a big deal. 0 turnovers to 10 would be even a bigger deal. 15 would be huge, but holy crap, any more than that, it's it's just piling on at that point. That's a lot of fucking turnovers by your defense. That might have had something to do with it.
I'm not saying that it didn't have anything.
And I didn't watch these games. I didn't watch all these games. I watched the one between him and the Bills where we went back and forth. That was a pretty good game.
All right, let me ask you this.
Final prediction, we got 12-5 by Al Smith.
What's up, Al? What's up, Jim? Sorry.
Jim, what's up? Thanks, Joe Mixon, Chase, and better kicker. All right.
What's up, Rhino?
See that's right. That's your point. You point out one thing, and then it's like, oh, you think Kirk Cousins is better than Joe Burrow? That you can think that. No, but you'd have to be crazy to think that 0 is equal to 18 in turnovers. Yeah, it's a bigger thing.
Let's take Burrow out of this for a second. The Bengals have been to 2 Super. Well, that's true too, Jim, and that's a very, very good point. What's up, Rap? Good to see you. All right.
Bengals been to 2 Super Bowls since '87. Vikings 0. It's a sad fact.
Yeah.
They are, however, there's only 2.
Yeah, 1989.
They've gone to 3, haven't they? Because I thought they would be the next team to lose 4. Yeah, I can't remember. I swear it was 3, and that they would be the next team to lose 4.
Let's just all right. The first appearance was in 81. Yeah, 81, 89, and 2022. So yes, 89 and 2022. So
they've been to 3.
Yes, but he was saying since 1987 is, I believe, what the comment is.
It's true, Rap. I am. I had to get a nap in because I got 2 shows tonight.
All right, let me take Burrow out of this. You know how it is justified.
See, you can't. Honestly, I can't do a comparison like that hit the news that showed a favorable light to Kirk Cousins without people in the chat going, "Oh Lord," or "Oh my God, you're thinking Joe Burrow's as good as Kirk Cousins." In those 4 games, stat wise, pretty even. Defense, I'm comparing the defenses. Holy crap! One had a huge advantage and one did not. That is what I'm saying. I said they played about the same in the playoffs. Burrow scored 2 more points a game. Defense, big difference. I'm giving a lot of credit to a defense. And honestly, that's probably why they did a lot better than this team over here in the playoffs. I would just say that there was such a glaring difference in the stats that I'm like, that might have had something to do with it. And that's all I'm saying. I don't. And one person has this perception that's negative, and one person has this perception where he walks on water.
All right, if you're gonna go, okay, Dave, if you're gonna go that route, then also point out the fact that the 4 games you're talking about with Kirk Cousins, to compare to the 7 that Joe Burrow played in, that's over a 10-year stretch as a starter, and this is over a 2-year stretch.
And I made that preface.
Well, that has something to do with it too, a little bit. You got a guy.
So maybe down the road he will not get 18 fucking turnovers and 18 points on defense.
Here was the last part I was going to say.
Again, that's a pretty big difference.
As I said to SK, I don't begrudge somebody who takes full advantage of advantages and opportunities that they were given. But anyway, my point is this. You know how rightfully so we will say, hey, you can't blame Kirk for the loss because of 4th and 8 to the Giants. That's not the reason they lost the game. That we both acknowledge that is like, if you're going to blame Kirk Cousins for that loss, which is crazy, that would be crazy. I would like to point out that the inverse of that is also true. If we're gonna go heavy on comparisons, the 2019 playoff win against the Saints, yes, Kirk had a great drive in overtime. But why did we win that game? Because our defense held Drew Brees to 20 points. Dalvin Cook ran for 135 yards and 2 touchdowns. Kirk threw for like 240 yards, and I think 60 of them were in that overtime drive. So through regulation, he had under 200 yards passing. So if we're going to appropriately say, no, we're not going to say that Kirk Cousins was the main reason they lost to the Giants, we also need to appropriately say that he wasn't the number one reason they won his one playoff win.
My thought process is that was a very good effort, right? On that victory, right? There was a very good effort all the way around on that victory. Yeah. Makes you wonder, how many points did we give up on the other games to where, what you said, less than 20? I forget what the score was.
It was 26-20. They gave up 20.
So they gave up 20.
27 to the 49ers.
So we averages 27. How much did those other games score to bring that 20 up to 27? That's a lot of freaking points.
Yeah.
So in the losses, it's probably even worse, right? The losses would probably be even worse. And when it's worse, you're probably not going to win. I don't know how this would be like an argument that's a lot of freaking points to give up in the playoffs. And the one win we did have, we only gave up 20. So yeah, I mean, come on, I don't know. That's the playoff record. We weren't too much better the last 3 years on defense in the regular season either.
In his 3 playoff games with the Vikings, they gave up 20 to the Saints, 27 to the 49ers, and 31 to the Giants. Obviously, if the average is 27, then that means they must have given up 34
points. Throwing the Redskins game too, I guess.
But yeah, they must be throwing the Redskin game, and I don't remember how much that defense gave up to the Packers that day. I think.
Anyways, it's just it's an observation. It's an observation, and there was a guy on their show that was like, no, you can't compare it. Like, well, it's like that. But anyways, I actually wanted to talk about Harry. I think people are just ignoring.
What's up, Doctor?
What's up, guys? Oh, he had top 5 defense 2018. Yeah, I know. Let's go back to 2018, where Dalvin Cook had 600 yards rushing. All right. I'm like, we had the second worst rushing team in the league. We had a lot of problems that year.
All right. We got 10 minutes. We got 10 minutes left.
It's 2023, man. It's 2023.
But this is the last thing, and we are moving on for real. All I'm saying is if you're going to
you can't get over it.
No, you can't get over it. You're going to bring up Joe Burrow's great defensive stats, and then you want to throw away the times where Kirk had a great defense. Oh, it's 2018 and 19. Let's just go.
I'm talking about playoffs. Remember the regular season games don't count, remember?
Okay.
So I'm only talking about the playoff comparisons. Anyways, top 5 defense 2018. Yeah, we did.
Who knows?
We did. We did have a top 5 defense
in the playoffs if we had actually beaten Chicago. But anyway, let's move on.
We also fired our offensive coordinator mid-season, so yes, I'm like, there's something there.
There is always something there. Anyway, no, we're not doing that either. What were we going to talk about before we tangented into he who shall not be named?
You bring up a stat that just shows a positive comparison. You know, it goes south because I don't know, people just can't handle it. But I was talking about Harry, the new receiver. There's a lot to be said about him. The fact that he was a first-round pick, he'd been hurt, and it sucks that we're gonna bring in a guy that's hurt. Oh, another guy that's hurt.
Yeah. Well, that's crazy. You know, he likes to take flyers on low-valued stock. You know, he's brought in a lot of guys. You know, a couple first-round picks here with Jalen Reagor and this other wide receiver. I already forget his name, Harry. That you said.
Yeah.
Well, they were both first-round picks, and they didn't work out. So he's hoping to strike gold with somebody who was evaluated as a first-round pick at some point. No, he does that a lot, and that's his thing. And at the end of it, they're low-risk moves. If they don't work, you just cut them on cut day, and if they work, you found a diamond in the rough. But I would rather. Well, all right. I'll ask you this: is Rap going to? Yes.
Actually, L. Smith. Yes, we're going to be on tonight. Skull Live on Purple and Scold Media.
Yes, Purple and Skull Media. That's why we're getting out of here in 6 minutes because it's
8:30.
Huh? Yes,
I'm not on till 9. But hey, my point is, yeah, he's been hurt a couple of times. Mm-hmm. He was 14.5, 15 yards a catch the last 2 years. He was a bully in college. He was he gives me, unfortunately, Laquan Treadwell vibes. However, he did not have the ACL tear in college that Laquan Treadwell did going into the draft, to where that's how his season started. He got hurt in preseason, leading up to the 2022 season. He high ankle sprain. He got twisted up in practice, and he played 7-8 games. But the 15 yards per carry or catch, pretty cool.
Yeah,
I like that, and the fact that he is a big body receiver. And you do make a good point. You can keep a lot of veterans on the practice squad. Now he can not accept that, right? But I don't think there's a player that wouldn't take that and would be waiting to get sniped off a practice squad. Mm. But hey, I think he's a good guy to have around. But we're needing a punt returner, and if we're only going to keep 5 receivers, and most likely the punt returner is going to come from that this guy might be a nice little stash. He's going to be 26. This will be his 26th season. He only played 3 years of college, and he was very productive all 3 years. So this wasn't a late bloomer type of guy. And if you go look at his college tape, this guy didn't get separation. No. But his hands and his ball skills, his leaping ability, 38 inches, all pretty favorable. I like it. And I see why Kwesi brought him on. Now, the other guy, not so much. The guy that's running around with number 28 looks silly.
Well, that goes back to what we had said a little bit earlier. And to Rhino's point, he's got the same problem that Laquan Treadwell has, is that he absolutely gets no separation. Oh, hey, he's really good in contested catches. Well, he's going to have to be, because he can't get any separation. So any catch he's going to be contested.
Would you not point out that Laquan Treadwell couldn't catch either? Like when he did get thrown the ball?
Very rarely. Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, he didn't catch the ball.
Yeah.
So I think this guy's maybe different in that category. That was one of his strengths coming out of college. They talked about. I did see some highlights in the pros where he He timed it right. He adjusted the ball. He, just the high point of the ball, things like that. That lends me to put him a little away from Laquan Treadwell, because one of his seasons he was his second year in the league. He was starting to break out, but his quarterback was not Tom Brady anymore, if I'm not mistaken.
Well, I think he can be a very good red zone target, and I think he can be a good depth piece, and I think it would be something along the lines of, if he can play decently on special teams, he can earn a roster spot. But if not, like you said, stash him away on the practice squad for a rainy day. I think his fate is really dependent on your guy Naylor. If Naylor is hurt for an extended period of time, he'll have an opportunity to stick around. If Naylor comes back and then he starts getting the snaps and then he ultimately ends up just being a camp body, so be it. So obviously we want Naylor to come back. You've been pimping him up for the last 6 months. And he did look good in practice before, he got nicked up. And I would certainly love to see Naylor as the number 4 on this roster behind the big 3, because again, like I said the other day, in the weekend observations, what I like about the big 3 wide receivers is that, Chris Carter was a guy who, lined up, on the numbers or just inside the numbers or in the slot. Randy Moss was on the outside. Jake Reed was on the outside. All 3 of these guys, Osborne, Addison, and Jefferson, they can line up anywhere in any type of wide receiver formation. They're not pigeonholed into just the X or just the Y or just the Z. And I think Naylor has a little bit of that to him as well. And that's why, upon further review, after listening to you talk him up so much, that I'm like, okay, you know what? This guy could fill in for any one of those 3 if one of them had to miss a game or 2. So,
yeah, I feel like he's. I liked it. I like the pickup. It makes sense.
I like that. Yeah.
And so I want anybody to tell me where I said Kirk Cousins' playoff was impressive. Did I say that anywhere?
Yes.
Did I really?
How many weeks in a row did you point out that Kirk Cousins had the best Pro Football Focus grade for the playoffs?
I'm stating what they said. I'm saying
and you backed it. You agreed with it.
He played pretty fucking good.
Okay, well, now you just said it again. So there you go.
In my discussion today, did I say that playoff numbers he had a 96 is below his average? He had 250 yards. He had a 1.7 touchdowns per game. None of these are really impressive, right? And I didn't say they were, but his poop probably does smell.
All right.
This is the comments. If you point out anything that shows anything favorable that would show someone in a positive light, that you start getting comments like this. It's just silly. And yes, I am aware that he missed the playoffs with the top 5 defense.
All right.
6 years ago. All right. 5, now 6 years ago. All right. Things have changed. But what are you what are you looking for in the preseason game? Like what are your eyes focused on?
My eyes will be focused on trying to stay awake, being that it starts at 10 o'clock Eastern time. Good thing I got work from home Fridays in the summer. But, I'm looking for Jaren Hall. I'm looking for Ivan Pace. I'm not expecting Jordan Addison to get more than 15 snaps at most, and he might not even get that many. So obviously I'm looking for that. And I'm not looking for the defense to be, blitz happy and showing all of their stunts and everything that they're going to be doing during the regular season. I'm just looking, hey, let's just get out of it healthy. Let's not get anybody injured. But let's hope that, we can see something decent out of Jaren Hall. I don't know if it's been declared. I mean, technically the depth chart would say that Jaren Hall's not going to start, but I think he's going to get the bulk of the second half and maybe even get into it at some point in the second quarter. Because at the end of the day, it doesn't do you much to give Nick Mullins a whole lot of snaps. Get Jaren Hall in there, get him behind the second string offensive line before you put the third stringers in there. Let him get a little bit of taste of success. So for me, that's number 1. Number 2, which one of the running backs play? But like I said, just don't get hurt. It's a meaningless game. I don't care if we win or lose. But I'm just looking for something. You know what? The expectation is not that high. It doesn't take much right now to be impressive. It's don't get hurt. Show me a little bit of some of the new toys that we got, and let's get out of there alive. And if we win, we win. That's great. If not, oh well.
Yeah, I think he's asking us to sign his jersey. Is that? I'm bringing a brand new 19, same college as me, jersey as me.
I'm bringing a brand new 19. You talking about Adam Thielen?
Oh, probably. I guess.
Hey, if you want me to sign something, I don't know how much it's worth, but no, I'll sign anything you want, Gary. Absolutely. I'm sure that we're gonna be doing some giveaways. And I know we're trying to buy some like little Viking football. Hey, if you want me to sign some for you, I'll sign it for you. Absolutely. I'm not above that. I'm not above that at all. I'll absolutely sign it for you.
I kind of think Rhino wanted to come on tonight.
No, Rhino.
Right, I'm just gonna let the chat go and have Rhino. I'm just gonna put Rhino's comments up.
Okay.
And I'll be silent the rest of the day.
Yeah. Okay.
All right. Naylor will be wide receiver 3 next year because we won't be able to afford Osborne. I've said we're not going to pay $14,000 million. That would be nice. $1,000.
Yeah.
For KJ Osborne when we could just move Naylor in. We both I think been saying that.
Sodak, you ain't funny, dude. You are not funny. And oh my gosh. Oh. I'm sorry. I was not expecting that. I was not expecting that one.
I've been meaning to ask
oh my God.
Kitties and Gritties to come on our show on, on Twitter.
No, for sure, Gary. Absolutely.
Yeah, Sarah makes a good point here. Finally, Sarah, you made a good point here.
Yeah, don't listen to him.
I'm kidding. Sarah made a good point here that the Ivan Pace, we outbid the Tennessee for him, which is pretty cool. We got it. Of course, we're a destination franchise.
Yeah.
And, I honestly, I lived in Nashville and I've been to Minneapolis. And I'm kind of liking Nashville a little bit better, other than the fact that I would love to be in Minnesota for the sports, but Nashville for 12 years. So it was probably hard to pass up. And I think he'd have been closer to home, right? So,
well, with all that said, I'm glad we got him.
Because I am too.
And I said that.
Let's talk about him.
And the rap said that, and I think you did too. Like right afterwards, I think we all did videos. Like,
I never did a video until I haven't done a video.
Oh, I thought you did.
I got one queued up that I am going to record, but I have not. I've talked about him, but I have not done a video. Hold it. Did I? Maybe I did.
I thought you did.
I'm getting so
I could
old.
be. We watch each other.
No, that was a video on. That was a video on Flores.
Okay.
But yeah, I got a video.
The point is that
I got a thumbnail ready for Ivan Pace Jr.
Right after we signed him, I'm just like, okay, go ahead, everybody. No, because it was right after he said he all done effed up. I was like, all right, Ivan, you talk that talk, you better walk that walk. So, Sarah, I got your message, by the way. I hope that's not true, but no, I've already got. That's the one I'm going. That's the one.
Isn't it already too late? You've been on me about Kirk Cousins. Like, move on. I'm like, if you guys would stop talking about him in the chat, I would stop commenting on them.
Hey, you're the one who puts them. You don't have to put them all up. But anyway, I digress. No, if you're not able to, you're gonna have to speak to Yogi. I mean, he's the one who's in charge of that. I've already got her taken care of. I appreciate the thought, but I hope that's not the case because I'm really looking forward to it. But if not, then hopefully, we'll see you at Skull Fest. But no, I think Rhino, he'll be starting by week 8, and I said that right after rookie mini camps that he'll be starting no later than week 8. This guy, again, he doesn't have the size, but he's got the speed, and he's going to need to learn not to always take the cheese, so to speak, as, oh, hey, I see an opportunity here, I'm going for it. Yes, aggressive, but be smart about it too. But having said all that, no, I think this guy is going to be. And Kwesi needs this. Kwesi needs a draft win after last year's trade down, and then the guy gets hurt, and then he's like 3rd or 4th string right now. But no, I'm really looking to answer the question. I'm really looking forward to Ivan Pace.
For me, my expectations are tempered on his 3-down ability.
I agree with that. I do.
So he may be a gadget defensive player a little bit. I don't know if he could hold down 3 downs. The only highlight And you only really have highlights. The only highlight I seen was maybe one pass defense. It looked good doing it, but only one where he made a play like that. When you think of Kendricks making play after play after play, could he be any close to Kendricks? Was in the pat, dropping back. And then again, I could say the same thing about Asamoah. I don't know what that's going to be like, but hey, we'll see a lot in preseason. We can kind of get a better. I'm gonna hold my expectations a little bit, but I like that type of player. A bowling ball, and he has this unique ability to have people miss blocks on him. Really unique ability,
and he's gonna need that, because if a guard gets a hold of him, he ain't getting away. He's got to be one of those guys. Like you said earlier, he's not somebody that's going to engage a guard and then shed that guard and make a tackle. He's going to have to make the guard miss. But no, Rhino's a very good point. Hitman has been talking him up, and I loved what I saw last.
I only saw the one comment, but in the NFL Network interview at the end, they were like, "Hey, you got to say something. If you were doing my job, you'd be like." You'd probably be asking too, and he says, "Okay, you're going to see some tape on Pace against Seattle." That was his comment, but I don't know if there was more about that. I don't know.
I think there was another interview where I think it was Inside where he was talking him up a little bit. I mean, again,
I think it's positive. I think everything is leaning towards the positive. I'm not, obviously, I would have to see more to see if he can be a 3-down.
Oh no! I mean, let me be clear. I said this from the get-go. His pass coverage is garbage. His pass coverage is garbage. Okay, he's going to need to work on that. He's good against.
Well, that would mean we may have 3 linebackers that have garbage.
Yes.
That's what I'm worried about, right?
What's up, Kyle? Good to see you. We're about ready to wrap, so hit the rewind button when we get done here in a couple of minutes, because Dave's got another show in 20. And I know we went a little bit longer than normal tonight because it's still preseason, so we're still getting our mojo back together. But we are going to limit this to about an hour on Tuesdays. A, for the sanity of it all, and B, because of course Dave's got a show with Rap, and who knows, they may go for 4 hours. Maybe it's Rap's turn to have a 4-hour marathon session with Dave, because you know what? Skull Live. When's the last time you guys did a Skull Live? Was it November or December? I don't remember, but everybody asked all off.
I don't even know if I can't even remember if we did it for the playoff.
I don't think you did.
But we didn't do any after.
So everybody's been asking, are you guys going to have Skull Live back? All right. You guys asked for it. So here it is. With all that being said, just stay healthy on Thursday is all I care about. It's a meaningless game, and you know what? If our defense looks like the Ed Donashell defense from last year, don't worry, because we don't need to be showing people what we're going to be doing during the regular season. So anything else you want to throw out there?
Yeah, that's a good point. I won't, we didn't win a playoff game last year, and we went 13 and 4. So don't be shocked if our offense looked like crap last year and was 7th ranked in the league. In preseason, we looked like crap. Defense actually probably looked better. But yeah, so I wouldn't hold too much expectations of this. We may look vanilla. I really want to look to see. I'm gonna look at pace. I'm gonna look at the some of the backup or some of the defensive linemen.
Mm-hmm.
I want to see backup running backs. I want to see who's gonna win that 4th, 5th receiving job. Who can return a punt? I want to see that big time. If fucking Rager balls out, I'm like, joy, good. But I don't expect it. But if Powell takes over, great. Be pretty excited. I want to see where our weaknesses we may have offensive defensive line, right? But we're not going to see our offensive line that much. I would like to see what these backups look, because I feel like it's going to be a rotation. If we got some guys that can play, that's going to be nice. If Tonga can play, that's going to be nice. These linebackers look halfway decent. I'm going to be excited. I'm not worried about the safeties. I want to see if the cornerbacks can handle it. That's pretty much everything on defense. I need to see more.
Well, thanks everybody for joining us. Oh, my eyes are getting so bad.
Yes. Haven't had a good Snyder cut in a couple months. I think that means a 3-hour show.
Okay. I was wondering I was like, Where's he going?
You know the Snyder cut, right? For Batman versus Superman.
Oh, that would probably.
I haven't seen the Snyder cut.
I've never seen that one.
It's an extended version of the and then so he redid the movie in what his vision would be like. They released it.
Okay, now I get it. Well, if you don't already subscribe to Purple and Gold for Days and Minnesota Sports Talk, hit those subscribe buttons on the way out. Hit those like buttons on the way out. And 18 minutes from now, tune in to Purple and Skull Media for the return of Skull Live with my compatriot Dave and Rap. It ought to be spicy. And this.
I'm sorry, Sarah.
Move on.
If you're still here, I'm sorry.
Move on.
Go over to Purple and Skull for Purple and
Skull Media.
Skull Media.
Yes.
Everybody, I'm about to say Purple and Skull for Days. Go to Purple and Skull Media. In 18 minutes, we're gonna be Skull Live.
It ought to be interesting. We
only have 250 subscribers over there, so we need more.
If you don't subscribe to it, like I said, we're all over there. I'm on it Monday nights. GG's on it Thursdays. SK and Rap are on it Saturday nights. SK and Yogi will be on it Sunday mornings, and then somehow, some way, we're going to rotate the 6:30 post game show. And if you don't already know, Rap and I are going to do a post game show at 9:00 Eastern every Sunday night, or after every game. And it
was Justice League. My bad.
Okay, fair enough. I've never seen any of them, so it wouldn't have mattered. It
was Justice League. My bad.
I'm with you now. But no more Snyder cuts. No more. Sorry.
I'm gonna have to watch the Snyder cut because I didn't like Justice League all that much.
But with all that being said, thank you kindly everybody for joining us, Skull Vikes, and we will see you next Tuesday night on Under the Lights. You guys got Skull Experience tomorrow as well, right?
Yep, and we got Wabi on.
That's right. Wabi's coming back, so tune in tomorrow night on Minnesota Sports Talk for the Skull Experience with Wabi. And like I said, hit the subscribe button to all the channels. You guys already know this, and most of you already have. But if for some reason it's the first time you're joining us, we say thanks for joining us. Hit the sub buttons. We are out. Good night, and Skull Vikes.